Hello dear friends and welcome to this video. Today we will talk about zinc, which can be an important supplement if you are a diabetic. As always, please, I'm not a medical professional in any ways, so consult with your doctor or other professionals. Also, when it comes to supplements, too high doses can be dangerous, also with zinc. So one needs to be very, very careful. But we have seen in studies that people who are diabetic has a much higher chance of being in a zinc deficiency. So it can be an important supplement if you are a diabetic. Also, if you sweat a lot, for example, exercise or live in a very warm country, zinc can also be very beneficial to take. And if you're a diabetic, zinc is important in so many processes, and it can also be very, very helpful. It creates over 300 types of enzymes and is very important when it comes to insulin production. It is also very, very important here that it can help lower your long-term fasting blood sugar, and it can also be very helpful when it comes to insulin sensitivity. Everything here is so important if you're a diabetic. There's also some studies I've seen. It can be helpful for if you are so unlucky that you have some neuropathy. So here there are some studies that can also be helpful. It's not a miracle cure, but it can definitely be helpful. Also, which is very important if you're diabetic, if your long-term blood sugar is a bit higher, wounds tend to heal slower, and also here zinc can be very useful. And it also has a lot of effects for everybody, like a normal person or if you're a diabetic. For example, it can shorten the period when you have a cold, which is very nice, you know, to have a cold. It's not so nice, especially when it's really cold, like the climate here in Norway during the winter. So that is very nice if it can shorten this period a bit. And it's also important, for example, for hair and for skin. For example, it is important in the process for hair growth, which can be very important for many people, especially maybe us men in the late 20s and early 30s when things start to happen here. Also, when it comes to sexual health, it's very important, can increase libido. And for men, it can also be very important when it comes to testosterone. So many people also use zinc when it comes to exercise and training for increased muscle size and strength. So it is important in many aspects of life. You can get zinc through food, of course. If you take a supplement, it is said you should avoid taking them zinc oxide, but you should take one of the other forms. From food, for example, shellfish can be very good, like oysters, very good source, or red meat, dairy, and egg. It is also recommended for some vegetarians, vegans, to look at your zinc level. It can also be very helpful here with some supplements, because it's not so much in a vegetarian or vegan diet. Maybe you can also eat, of course, food that can increase absorption here, but one just see that some people have it more like vegetarians, diabetics, and vegans. So here it's good to look. Lastly, I myself, I do take some zinc every day, not a very high dose, but I take some zinc for my breakfast, and I regularly look at my blood levels, and they are very good. Also when it comes to zinc levels, so that is very important that you do, because too much zinc can also be bad. So too low, too much, you need like this golden middle way somewhere in the middle. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this was useful, and I hope it can be a part of helping your daily life as a diabetic or a non-diabetic. Bye.